recording. I just used my, this thing. It goes with this light. If I had the ability to turn my camera around, I would. So this is maybe vlogging test tube. I wanted to, I set up differently. I put this behind me so it wasn't so distracting with the shadows. And then I made the bed all plush with my favorite colors, which is blush. And I have my, this is my holy water and love, which I'm gonna spray. Everybody needs holy water and love before they start any of this, especially for Mental Health Awareness Day. The other thing that I love, to kind of cleanse the negative energy, which, holy hell, it's all over the place. Hold on, I'm dangerous, like really dangerous. Okay. So this is white sage. See? And you burn white sage to get rid of all of the, I look like a witch doctor. So I'm trying to get rid of all of the negative energy because Lord knows that I have so much of it. It smells good too. Kind of smells like Thanksgiving. Too bad we don't have smell-o-vision. Anyway, isn't this pretty? So there's a method to this. I think you like move the energy up and like out the door. I'm not really sure, but it looked like I know what I'm doing, kind of. And I don't know, it makes sense, sort of. So even if I can get just a little bit of negative energy out of here, I'm flipping all about it. It's like embers. Anyway, I think I'm cleansed now. I'm not really, I think it just has to burn out. I don't know. Anyway, we'll talk while this is burning, but I'm gonna put this over here. I hope I don't set anything on fire. But this is like a real, a feather, isn't it cool? Yeah, so anyway. That is that. I'm going to put this right here due to the fact that we're screwed if we start a fire. So, National Mental Health Awareness Day. Well, let's see. I am very aware of my crazy. I have mastered my crazy. I just put my latest blog out that, what was it called? Oh, I'm not crazy. Well, kind of a little crazy. I actually take crazy as a compliment because who wants to be neurotypical? I like to be different. I like to embrace my uniqueness. And by uniqueness, I mean all of those acronyms that follow my name. ADD, ADHD, OCD. I mean, I have more neuroses than Carter has pills, but I embrace them. I think acceptance is key. I think that I'm not burning the house down. I think acceptance is key. I think learning to not hide from the things that kind of plague you are even more important. It kind of makes you, well, it doesn't kind of make you you, it definitely makes you you. It leaves you vulnerable for other people to, people love to talk about shit. I have been made fun of more times than, well, frankly, all the time for all of my like batty shit that I do. And whatever, it doesn't faze me in the least, because if someone has to point out what's a little nutty, then obviously, somehow they're identifying in some capacity with what's wrong with their own shit in their own lives. And they kind of need to hold a mirror up to themselves and look what's, going on with them if they feel the need to kind of go after somebody else in that way. But I don't take it personally at all, ever. And I think it is a good way to open up a conversation about, if you've got a question, ask me. I mean, look, I'm not walking around counting tiles or something, which is totally cool. I don't do that though. But the point is that I think I'm hypersensitive And that was one of the things that I wrote about. And God, I just need to rewind and go back to freshman year of college. I think it was public speaking. You shouldn't say ever. It makes you sound unintelligent, like you don't know what the fuck you're saying. And I don't think I say it until I have this camera, which I'm looking at. Remember we talked about the little hole, the fucking little hole, because if I don't look at the little hole and look at myself, which I'd rather do, not because I'm a narcissist, but because it just is more natural than to look at the little hole, it just is far more comfortable. But I'm trying to do for you what is best, and that is look at the little hole. So there I go again. I'm gonna try really hard. Inhale the good, exhale the bad. So yeah, I'm very hypersensitive to other people and their issues of any kind, be it if they're happy or sad or angry, whatever it is. I absorb that and I take it on as if it's my own, and if it's a negative emotion, I just want to give them light. I want to give them goodness. I want to make them feel better, because I can transfer this light and this peace and this love, and I'm very much a toucher, which some people are uncomfortable with, but obviously I'm not going to go around touching people just because I want to touch you. But I absolutely believe that for me, hold on a second, I'm going to get my awesome dog. I think he knew we were on camera. He left. So anyway, what I was saying was, I can feel the transfer of energy when I touch somebody. And I can also feel them kind of taking a deep breath and exhaling and letting go of some of whatever it is that they're holding on to. I know that I'm really good at that. I embrace that and I love that. What I don't love is that I haven't figured out how to get rid of it yet. I have to get rid of all of the icky stuff that, it attaches to somebody. So all of my voodoo magic stuff, by the way, I'm Catholic, I'm not a Wiccan or anything, which Wiccans are great. I think it's awesome. I was just letting you know. Somebody's talking to me. Somebody sent me a photo. Oh, hi. I'm saying hi as though this is live. Anyway, so what I was told to do is to go outside however many times a day, stand with bare feet, and literally, recite to myself, I am a vessel, I am merely a vessel, and kind of just let go of everybody's bad shit. Because, one of the things I talked about was being an empath. And being an empath means that you absorb other people's crap, and you take it on, and you, in turn, give them peace, but you're kind of taking on some negative energy, so you have to be able to release that from yourself. And Lord knows I'm surrounded by negative energy. I mean, not because of anything other than just, I guess, the circumstances of our life. So there's a lot of moving parts, which are very, very hard to deal with. They present themselves in a plethora of different ways. I suffer from a lot of anxiety naturally, and it just adds to the anxiety. So it's helpful, to learn to meditate and guided imagery, and I do all of those things. Music helps, but not just like quiet music. I'm talking like blaring music where I feel it, it's like reverberating in my bones. That's somehow I feel like a release from that. Exercise helps just to release some of the negative energy that I personally have and that I've taken on from other people. What I can't deal with, I can't ever, any sort of child who, you know what a kid's being, just like, yeah. But when I hear a child in pain or like true sadness, I feel as though like my guts are being wrenched. That is super, super hard. I just want to hold every child and just to love them. I actually remember when one time my daughter was in placement. She was in treatment for PTSD, and we were in the emergency room, and I did not have legal custody of her because of the way that she was put into placement. And so one of the workers had her there. She had fallen and hit her head, and it was, downtown Baltimore, and there was a baby there, and he was screaming at the top of his lungs, and he was just in so much pain, and it was breaking my heart. And the person who was with him was very, very young, and I mean, it could have been her child, or I had no idea, but I was drawn to go over and ask if I could hold the baby. And you have to preface it by like, I promise I'm not trying to take a baby, like I just think that I might be able to help. So she freely handed this little boy over to me. Didn't know what was wrong with him. She's like, he's been screaming all day, he won't eat, he's my sister's kid, my sister's in jail. Yeah, she told me the whole story. So I picked him up and I held him, and I'm looking at him, because the other thing that I'm not crazy part, I tend to be very medically intuitive. Medicine is such a huge passion of mine, and I just was born with a natural gift to be able to sort of diagnose people. I just kind of can figure it out somehow. So, I'm looking and asking questions, and then I look at his ear, and I'm like, his eardrum is burst. I mean, this baby was in so much pain because, his eardrum had burst, and fluid was just draining out of his ear, and the poor little thing just it was just terrible. And so I held him to my chest, and I remember he was probably 8 months old, and I remember trying to calm him down with my breathing, and I put him on my chest, and I slowly slowed down my breathing, and I just looked at him in the eyes, and I kind of, that whole kangaroo hold, and I wanted him to feel my heartbeat, and he fell asleep, and he just slept. And then of course, probably 20 minutes later, the doctor came out and called for them, and they went back, and lo and behold, he had a double ear infection, his eardrum burst, and he needed antibiotics. But I just wanted to take that little mouse, I call all babies mice, I just wanted to take that little mouse home with me and just love him, because this young girl was doing the best she could, but she didn't know what she was doing. She didn't have any resources. I'm not saying that I know everything. I just know that I have an immense capacity to love, and I love to love. And so I have a hard time ever walking away from a situation like that. So we kind of, I like to take people in. I like to take children in who need to be loved, because I can give that to them. I don't have a ton of money. I wish I was able to do more, for people in need in that way. But sometimes love is so incredibly important. Food is essential, but love is really important too. So I think that being able to show somebody else love in any capacity, be it, you can do it with strangers all the time, just a sweet smile, or when someone asks you, how are you? Or you ask them, how are they? Really care about what the answer is, because most of the time people just have this passive, oh, how are you? Are you having a good day? And they don't want to hear the answer, because a lot of times it's not going to be quick. It's going to be like, no, I'm having a really bad day, and I really could use someone to talk to, or whatever the case is. But everybody's become so accustomed just to say, yeah, everything's fine, and live in this, fake world of, rainbows and butterflies, and I too want to live in that world all the time. However, it's just not reality. So I try every day to connect with each person that I'm able to. And I don't know how far it goes. Whatever, I try to meet people where they are. I don't always always know where they are. I try to sort of gauge that. Sometimes they tell you where they are. Like I guess it was last week, there was somebody at the Wawa, I was getting gas, and it was a mom and 3 kids, and they needed gas, and they didn't really speak English. And they had a sign saying, I need gas. And it could have been a hoax. I mean, not a hoax, but you know what I mean, like a scheme of some kind, or a scam. But it didn't matter, because what was the worst that was going to happen to me? I was going to fill up their gas tank and possibly, you know, here's $35 to fill up your gas tank. It's not going to make it or break me. I mean, it's not like I have disposable income at all. But what happens if that $35 changed their life? What happens if it gave them the ability to do something they could have never, like they were trying to escape from something, or they couldn't get where they were going clearly, so in that capacity they definitely, you know, needed help. But, you know, people a lot of times ask me, why do you always are giving and doing and whatever? And it's because you just don't know the impact that you could possibly have on someone. And so I would challenge everybody to just do small little things for, you know, yourself, and for, you know, to keep yourself whole and healthy and, you know, self-care. But, you know, then do small little things for other people to kind of show them that in, you know, some way that they're not alone, that we're all kind of in this together, and we all are crazy in our own way, and accept people for who they are. And if, you know, someone needs help, then try to find the resources to help them if you don't have them yourself. But it doesn't take a lot of effort to go out of your way to do something for somebody else. So I think that's kind of the message for today. And I think if anybody has, you know, I would love to be able to speak to what people want to hear. I don't fucking know what people want to hear. I'm not an expert on, I mean, I think that I'm an expert on fucking everything, but I'm not. I always have something to say. So if anybody ever has anything that they want to hear about me, or about just hear my perspective on, you know, things, because sometimes it's pretty unique, please, definitely, you can, I'll put something up on, I think maybe the website, we can, or someplace. I don't even know where this is gonna go. I guess a YouTube channel? Who the fuck knows? Oh, and by the way, I like to say fuck. So I'm assuming this is for 18 or older, and you never know when I'll show boobs. You can really get a point across if you say fuck and show boobs. I've learned that in life. Other than that, stay cool, stand tall, stay strong, be warriors. I'm gonna back up. There's this organization, we're all a little crazy, and they have this sign, and it goes like this. I'm assuming that's the sign language. I mean, I know it's a sign language sign, but I'm assuming that's their symbol. So I'm sharing in that because I'm representing them, and they are, their organization's amazing, and it's raising awareness for mental health and services, and you know, I'm assuming spreading the word and getting people information that they wouldn't have had otherwise. But I was featured as one of their crazy heroes, and so I was so grateful and so excited, and hopefully I can do, you know, more integrative type of stuff with them. They're doing really cool things, and I hope to do really cool things for people of, you know, fucking anybody, I guess. But I think that's it. I really don't have shit else to say. Oh, Drew Dusterhoff just posted a photo. I don't care. I don't even know who Drew Dusterhoff is. Probably shouldn't have sent that though. Okay, well, be cool. And with that, I think maybe we should end with some holy water and unconditional love. Shake. Did I shake before? I don't know.